So today, we're not just going to look at some code. We're actually starting a journey. This is day one of getting ready for a Java interview, and it's all based on a personal story that I think a lot of you are going to find, well, super relatable. And this, right here, is where it all begins. Not with some big burst of confidence, but with a feeling that is just so familiar when you're facing something huge. This one sentence, it just perfectly captures that moment of doubt, That feeling that so many of us get. That feeling really deserves a name. So for today, let's call it the wall of confusion. It's that immediate punch in the gut feeling you get when you decide, okay, I'm going to prepare for this interview, and then bam, you're hit with the massive scale of what you think you need to know. And the very first brick in that wall, it's just the sheer number of topics. You start looking things up, and the list just keeps going and going. Data structures, algorithms, core Java concepts. All of a sudden, you're staring at dozens of things, and you have absolutely no idea where to even begin. But it's not just the topics, right? The next brick is the absolute flood of resources. You've got books, YouTube tutorials, online courses, coding websites, articles, and everyone has a different recommendation, a different perfect roadmap. It's like this paradox of choice that just leaves you completely paralyzed. And this is the result. When you're staring at that giant wall made of endless topics and countless resources, feeling lost isn't a sign you're failing. It's pretty much an inevitable part of the process. It's a shared experience, and just admitting that is the first step to actually climbing over that wall. Okay, so you're faced with that wall. Now you've got a choice. You can kind of struggle by yourself in silence, or you can find a different path. And this, right here, is the turning point. The decision to stop learning in private and start learning out loud. Think about it. On one side, you have that silent, lonely struggle that almost always leads to feeling overwhelmed. But on the other side, you've got this really powerful idea of learning out loud, basically turning that private struggle into a public journey of growth. And this is the decision that changes everything. The goal totally shifts. It's not become an expert overnight anymore. It's make a little bit of progress today. It's such a simple change, but it makes the whole thing manageable and something you can actually stick with. So this new approach, it leads us right here to day one. This isn't just a diary of someone studying. It's really an open invitation. It's about creating a shared space where it's totally okay to be a beginner, to learn with each other and just figure things out as we go. So let's be super clear about who's invited to this party. It's for other beginners who know that feeling of confusion all too well. It's for anyone who wants to build a really solid foundation in Java, maybe for interviews, maybe just for themselves. And most importantly, it's for people who believe in the power of just showing up day after day. And this is the core message. This isn't some lecture from an expert way up on a pedestal. It's a hand reaching out from someone who's in the exact same boat, saying, hey, let's figure this out together. And that kind of invitation, that's incredibly powerful. All right, so let's get into the philosophy behind this whole thing. It's a huge mindset shift. It's all about valuing the process, with all its messy parts, way more than chasing some impossible goal of perfection. This might be the most important sentence of all. Just by saying, I'm not an expert, all the pressure just vanishes. It gives everyone permission to not know things, to ask questions, to be a little vulnerable. It makes this whole learning space feel safe and, actually accessible. And here's the engine that drives this entire journey. It's not about these big moments of genius. Nope. It's about the simple, humble act of showing up and learning something new every single day. That commitment is what actually builds real expertise and confidence over time. So, I want to leave you with this final question to chew on. In a world that's obsessed with experts, what if we've been valuing the wrong thing all along? What if the real key to growth isn't about what you already know, but about your commitment to just showing up and learning day after day? It's a pretty powerful idea to start this whole journey with. Thanks for being here for day one.